The history of the Knights Templar is one of the most captivating tales in medieval Europe. Often romanticized in books, films, and games, the Templars have been portrayed as valiant crusaders, guarding religious relics and fighting in the name of God. However, behind the legend, the true history of the Templars is far more complex, blending military prowess, religious fervor, and shrewd financial acumen. In this video, we will explore the origins of the Templars, their rise to power, and the lasting question, were the Templars knights or merchants? The story begins in the early 12th century, during the aftermath of the First Crusade. In 1199, Christian forces captured Jerusalem, marking a significant moment in the Crusades. The city, now under Christian control, became the center of pilgrimage for Christians from all over Europe. It was a time of great zeal, as the faithful believed that the reconquest of the Holy Land was divinely ordained. However, the journey to Jerusalem was dangerous. Pilgrims had to pass through hostile territories, risking attack from Muslim forces, bandits, and other dangers along the way. The need for protection was urgent. In response to this need, a group of knights led by a French nobleman named Hugues de Payens formed the Order of the Poor Knights of Christ and of the Temple of Solomon. Their mission was to protect Christian pilgrims traveling to Jerusalem. This small band of knights, initially just 9 members, took their vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience and established their headquarters on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, believed to be the site of the Temple of Solomon, hence their name. The Templars' early years were focused on military duties, guarding the pilgrims and participating in the Crusades. However, it didn't take long before they gained recognition for their discipline and skill in battle. They were quickly granted protection and support by the King of Jerusalem and later by the Pope. In 1129, the Templars were officially recognized by the Catholic Church, with the Pope issuing a papal bull granting the order official status. This was a crucial moment in the order's history, as it meant that the Templars were no longer just a group of knights, but had become an institution with the full backing of the Church. As the Templars' influence grew, so did their wealth and power. The order was granted numerous properties, estates, and holdings across Europe and the Holy Land. These properties were given by kings, nobles, and wealthy benefactors who believed in the Templars' cause and wanted to secure their favor. By the mid-12th century, the Templars were one of the largest and most powerful religious military orders in Europe, with landholdings stretching from Scotland to the Holy Land. While the Templars' military activities are often the focus of their legacy, it was their financial operations that set them apart from other military orders. As the Templars expanded, they began to develop a network of financial transactions and services that were ahead of their time. They established a system that allowed pilgrims to deposit money in one location and withdraw it in another. This early form of banking helped to facilitate trade and travel across Europe and the Holy Land. The Templars' network of castles, estates, and churches also became hubs for economic activity, where goods could be traded and stored. The Templars were not only military knights, but also shrewd merchants and bankers. They developed a reputation for their financial integrity and ability to safeguard wealth. By the late 12th century, the order had become the de facto financial institution for many European monarchs and nobles. Kings would entrust the Templars with large sums of money for safekeeping, and in return, the Templars would often lend money to those in need. They became incredibly wealthy through these financial dealings, making them one of the most powerful economic forces in medieval Europe. This wealth and power, however, would ultimately become the Templars' downfall. As the Crusades began to falter, the Templars found themselves in a difficult position. The Holy Land was lost to Muslim forces, and the Templars were no longer able to justify their military presence in the region. With the Crusades winding down, the Templars' influence began to wane, but their wealth remained. The turning point came in the early 14th century, when King Philip IV of France, known as Philip the Fair, faced a financial crisis. The king was deeply in debt to the Templars, and he saw an opportunity to eliminate his creditors. In 1307, Philip ordered the arrest of all Templar knights in France, accusing them of heresy, blasphemy, and a variety of other crimes. The charges were based on rumors and speculation, and the Templars were subjected to brutal interrogations and torture to extract confessions. Many knights were executed, and their property was seized by the crown. The arrest and execution of the Templars were not just a personal vendetta by Philip. They were part of a broader political and financial struggle. The Pope at the time, Clement V, initially resisted Philip's actions, but under intense pressure, he eventually disbanded the order in 1312. The Templars' vast wealth and lands were redistributed to other religious orders, and their once powerful network of financial influence was shattered. The fall of the Templars is one of the most dramatic episodes in medieval history, and it has given rise to countless theories and legends about the order's true purpose. Some suggest that the Templars were more than just knights and merchants. They have been linked to secret societies, such as the Freemasons, and theories about hidden treasure, sacred knowledge, and even the Holy Grail have swirled around them for centuries. While there is no evidence to support many of these claims, the mystery surrounding the Templars continues to captivate the imagination. One of the key questions that arises from the Templars' history is whether they were primarily knights or merchants. The traditional view, shaped by medieval chroniclers and later mythmakers, is that the Templars were noble warriors dedicated to the defense of Christendom. This image of the Templars as brave knights fighting in the Crusades has been immortalized in popular culture. However, a closer examination of their history reveals that the Templars were much more than just soldiers. The Templars' financial activities were central to their success. They played a crucial role in the development of medieval banking and trade networks, and their ability to manage large sums of money made them influential players in European politics. It could be argued that the Templars were not just knights, but also pioneering merchants and financiers who laid the groundwork for modern banking systems. In fact, many of the Templars' financial practices, such as letters of credit and secure methods of transferring funds, were groundbreaking for their time. They were instrumental in creating a financial infrastructure that helped facilitate the flow of wealth across medieval Europe. Their ability to combine military strength with economic acumen made them a formidable force in both the religious and secular worlds. As for the question of whether they were knights or merchants, the answer is not so simple. The Templars were a hybrid organization, blending the roles of warriors and financiers. They were knights, yes, but they were also entrepreneurs and bankers. Their success was not just based on their martial prowess, but also on their ability to navigate the complex economic and political landscape of medieval Europe. In conclusion, the history of the Templars is a story of military valor, financial innovation, and political intrigue. Were they knights or merchants? The truth is that they were both. They were knights who fought in the Crusades and defended Christendom, but they were also savvy merchants and bankers who helped shape the financial systems of medieval Europe. The Templars' legacy is not just one of knights in shining armor, but of an organization that was ahead of its time in terms of both military strategy and economic sophistication. Their rise and fall serve as a reminder of how power, wealth, and influence can be intertwined in ways that shape the course of history.